Good morning, Mannatech, and welcome to our Global Manifest 2021. My name is Bala, and as your CEO and president, I am really excited to kick off Manifest 2021. I want to welcome you all, Mannatech associates and customers from around the world, as you are watching today from at least 27 countries and 4 continents. We cannot wait to celebrate and recognize you all for your efforts and achievements of the past year in a way that truly honors your resilience and your commitment to your own dreams, to your own vision, but also to the vision and mission of Mannatech. I have to say, we really missed the opportunity to be together with all of you, our global friends, and we hope that this event, even though it's virtual, it will still reflect the pride and admiration, true admiration that we have for all of you. The next 2 days will be a celebration of you, your dreams, your vision, and the impact that we are having on the world together. I know you just heard from Landon and Sarah about the work and the phenomenal impact that we are having in over 20 countries with M5M and our partners, kids around the world. Our Ecuador trip, and you'll see a lot of videos about it throughout the next 2 days, was indeed a life-changing event that really bolstered our commitment to grow, expand, and explode our Mannatech business around the world in order to impact more children and more communities around the world. You're going to hear a lot about it over the next 2 days. You and I, we have many choices in the things that we can do to make a living. And I'm proud and humbled that we all have chosen to do Mannatech and truly create a legacy of global social impact. And we all know social impact is the new currency. Now, today and tomorrow, we have a power-packed event lined up for you with some amazing external speakers. I can't wait for you to hear from them, and also from leaders, Mannatech leaders from around the world with their incredible stories, experience, and wisdom that will motivate you, inspire you, and challenge you to decide to live an extraordinary life, achieve extraordinary, momentous goals, and in the process, become the person that God intended for you to be. I can't wait for the next 2 days to unfold, and I believe that your cup will be filled to the brim, your vision will be expanded, and your resolve to do this will be strengthened. Now, we chose momentum as the theme for this event, and it could have not been more prophetic, as Mannatech and many of you around the world are experiencing that wonderful and elusive thing we call momentum. Some people call it Big Mo. As you know, and you've heard and read maybe of our recent SEC filings, Mannatech just experienced a double-digit global sales growth in the second quarter of 2021 and a very strong first half. And we are really definitely excited about the second half of this year. Our stock has surged to $30, over $30, from $7 back in March of 2020. If you do the math, that's over 400% growth since March of 2020. That's pretty exciting. That is momentum. We are seeing growth across the board in our biggest and smallest markets around the world, such as in Korea, Greater China, South Africa, Spain, Mexico, and North America, where we have stopped a 7 to 10 year decline, and we are experiencing growth like we had not seen for many, many years. The company is building cash reserves from operation, and our net incomes have improved dramatically. Momentum is a company thing, but it's also a personal thing. So I want to spend a few minutes discussing this big topic called momentum at a more personal level. So for the next few minutes, let's focus on your personal and business momentum. And I know that today I'm probably talking to three kinds of people. Number one, you are brand new to Mannatech, and you're still learning to say ambrose or glyconutrients. And to you, I say congratulations and welcome to this amazing adventure called Mannatech. The second group, you've been with Mannatech, and you are experiencing this amazing phenomenon called momentum, when everything you touch turns to gold. You got that Midas touch. And every phone call from your downline, your partners, is good news. Great things are happening. People are ranking up. Volume is growing. You are in the flow. You are ranking up. And you're watching your volume and your commissions checks growing month over month. And then there's a third group. You've been with Mannatech for a while. Things are okay. But you feel stuck. And you're looking for a way to relaunch, reboot, and regain momentum. I'm glad you're here, because this event is all about helping you get the insights that will help you start your Mannatech journey either in the right way, accelerate your momentum, or regain that elusive but yet amazing, wonderful thing called momentum. You know, my good friend, Mr. John C. Maxwell says, momentum solves 80% of your problems. So I think it's a good thing that we are talking about momentum. So let's define it. What is momentum? Well, there's two possible definitions. I'm going to give you kind of a more physical definition, and then I'm going to give you a practical definition. So physical definition, in physics, the momentum of an object, it's its mass times the velocity. Momentum equals mass times velocity. I think the best way to understand momentum is think of that snowball that's coming down the mountain, and as it goes down the mountain, it picks up more size and more speed. That's momentum. Now, there is a practical definition to momentum, the one I really want you to focus on. And momentum in a more practical sense is defined by the strength or force gained by motion or by a series of action. This is why so many motivational gurus, coaches, speakers will come up with this one specific mantra time after time. And it is just start. You know, Nike kind of said it, you know, just do it. Just start. Motion is the beginning of momentum. Wherever there is motion, there is momentum. I'm told even God cannot drive a parked car. You just heard it in the best Boston accent. Motion drives action. Action drives momentum. It's a vicious cycle. And as you go through the action, more and more motion is generated. New ideas will pop up. Inspiration will arise. Things that seem impossible suddenly become more realistic. Now, in his book, The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy described momentum as the result of a planned routine that has turned into a rhythm, which is then carried out consistently. The compound effect is a principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices. Folks, for those of you who are just getting started, just listen to me for a minute. For you, it could not come at a better time to be a part of Mannatech. You are catching the wave in our current momentum and our next biggest growth spurt that we've seen in over 27 years. Your timing is impeccable. Home-based businesses, the gig economy, and wellness are all segments of the economy that are booming. And you are at the right place, at the right time, in the right company, with the right people. So start with your goals. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? Be very clear. The more precise you are, the better. And it's just much easier to take action when you have a roadmap. So get connected to your upline teams and get the roadmap. And from the roadmap, you will get to know what the next action is. You can use your goal as fuel to drive momentum. And like I said, it's a vicious circle. Your increased momentum will fuel new goals. Your new goals will drive further momentum. Now, let me if you're brand new, but also for those of you who've been around for a little while, let's think today about today's market trends implications. What I just told the new people is true for you as well. Something is happening around us that is causing this momentum to happen for this volume of business, this sales growth, and everything we see. There is a reason for it. Number one, today's consumers are smart and savvy. They have a good understanding of products, ingredient labels. They will buy brands that offer greater transparency into sourcing and manufacturing. They're looking for you. There's a strong need for the supplemental nutrition to reach optimal health. Consumers today are in contact with toxins and ingredients in the food, makeup, personal care, and so on that negatively impacts their health. More and more individuals are looking for products that are derived from natural sources and are free from synthetics and other harmful ingredients. And what does that spell? Mannatech. Demand is high for products that are both good for your health and good for the planet as well. They put a premium on brands that manufacture in a socially, environmentally conscious way. Consumers are realizing that they are in a driver's seat when it comes to their wellness, and it's up to them to introduce the products and principles of a healthy lifestyle. Folks, all that spells Mannatech. Now, on the other side, as we know, 53 million Americans are involved in a gig economy. So we know there's people out there who are also looking for a viable opportunity in this new economy. There's a shift going on, and unless people shift, the outcome is not going to be as positive. Folks, we represent that shift. We represent that opportunity. So let's put it out there. Now, for those of you who feel stuck right now, remember, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And that came from Winston Churchill. Understand, if you want momentum, understand the characteristics of momentum. So, number one, momentum is organic. Momentum comes from the inside, not the outside. Now, in a physical world, the famous physicist Newton says a body will remain at rest until an external force acts upon it. Well, in the case of momentum, motion is internally driven. In our business, motion is internally driven. It starts with a conscious determination to achieve a set goal and the creation of a clear routine that gets it done. Remember the definition from Darren Hardy I just explained, right? Without its internally driven motion, then you have what we call momentum spikes. Folks, life is full of momentum spikes. We get excited. This weekend is going to be a momentum spike. Manifest 2021 would likely be a momentum spike. However, it's up to you to make it a valuable, prolonged momentum. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Number two, the wonderful thing about momentum, it is generative. Why is it said that success breeds success? Because success has momentum. One of the most enduring qualities of momentum is its ability to feed on itself. The ongoing effect is the generative power of momentum in action. Start, get in motion, get in momentum. Momentum will feed itself. Number 3, momentum is sustained. To grasp the most bang out of momentum, it has to be supported and maintained over a long period of time. This is why we call it prolonged momentum, as against momentum spikes. Momentum is able to really achieve its effect due to its continuous, consistent result over a prolonged period of time. That makes it a very powerful business concept. But again, momentum is not something you only wield. It's also an indicator of a mark on a period of a life cycle of a business. Business will have ebbs and flows. You've had momentum, and maybe you lost momentum, and now you want to regain momentum. Folks, that's all part of a business life cycle. You can start momentum up, you can be in it, you can lose it. If momentum is experienced in spikes, it's not real momentum. It's like when you're pushing up a motorcycle up the mountain, right, or a hill, and then as you're putting energy, you will go up. But if you stop putting that energy, that motorcycle will just slid down the mountain. The real momentum is if you put gas in it and you let it go, then it will kind of go on its own for a long time. Momentum is protective. You have noticed how difficult it is to keep a bicycle standing by itself. Unless, like the one I use as a Peloton, it's on its own. It will stand on its own. But normally, if you don't use a kickstand or brace it with your feet on the ground, you and the bike will be eating some dirt, right? So when you get into motion, then you don't need a kickstand to keep it upright. Folks, that's why this weekend is going to be very important about one thing. The message we want you to hear is get in motion. Get in action. Get started again if you have to. In its own nature, momentum wants to keep going and growing. Once a business catches it, this is the beauty of this, then when that business gets into its groove, and once it's in a groove state, it will innovate faster, it will bounce back from mistakes more rapidly, it will sustain. Momentum is worth it. As John Maxwell said, momentum solves 80% of all problems. Momentum is beneficial to your profit. It will set you apart as a business. When a business has momentum, it will attain faster growth and lower cost than any other company. Exceptional growth will likely result in more market share, more customers that buy your products, more associates that join your business, and duplication gets involved, and before you know it, you have sustained momentum. Now, for those of you who are trying to regain your momentum, few words of advice. Number 1, don't lose morale. Stay with it. Protect your attitude. Feed that attitude. Be patient with your business. You know, about 4 weeks ago, I started in a weight loss program, and what we don't realize is it takes time. It takes time, it takes consistency, it takes persistence to make that happen. Jumping on a scale every half hour is not going to change it. You just have to have some patience. Number 3, go back to basics. Folks, when Mannatech 18 months ago, when we got on a road to creating new momentum, we had to go back to basic. Going back to basic was called, customer satisfaction, customer obsession. We started a whole series of activities with a team throughout the whole company to go back to the basic of serving our customers with excellence. Number 4, get a different perspective. Sometimes we're so into the weeds, we can't get perspective. Because the mind, the brain that got you where you are is not going to take you to that next level. Well, that's true about a business. That's true about you. Find that different perspective. Connect with somebody that can help you, that will be honest to tell you the things that you're doing right, the things you're not doing right. It's called a mentor. It's called a coach. It's called somebody, your upline. Number 5, evaluate your own leadership. You know, folks, at one point, 18 months ago, we decided that Mannatech's momentum was up to us. I don't mean that in a brash way. I just mean that, as Jim Rohn reminded us, don't ask for things to be better, be better. We realized that change, momentum, had to come from the inside. We understand one of the characteristics of momentum. It's organic. It starts from the inside. And that's why we brought people from the outside to help us. We brought Mr. Steve Elder to help us with leadership and leadership principle and principle-centered leadership. We had to get better as a leadership team if we wanted our business to be better. 18 months later, yes, it is getting better. It's only starting because we know the best is yet to come. Number 6, reach out to your customers. Find out those people that you already using your products. Why are they using your products? What do they love about your products? Get in touch with them. You know, we know through our care program that just by reaching out back to these people that stopped buying for some reason, we have now had over $6 million in sales over the last 2.5 years from people that had stopped buying. Why? Because we reached out. Be bold with your vision. You know, 2 weeks ago, we had a strategic session, and as a management team, we created this vision about doubling our business in the next 3 years. A big, audacious, hairy goal, because big goals definitely fuel your momentum. Do you have a clear goal? Have you established an effective system for how you're going to do things? If you're not sure, get with the person that can help you. Realize how amazing our products are and how much the world, the masses, are looking for what we have. We have an enormous, exceptional market that will continue to grow over the next few years because wellness is a growth segment of our economy. Now, recognizing your momentum takes deep and self-awareness. And you can create momentum through excitement. You can create it through confidence, building your confidence. I hope this event will help you build your confidence on the industry, on Mannatech, on you, on your team, right? Create momentum by being open to failure, being open to try different things. Inside this building, we call it taking a few bets. Some bets are going to work. Some bets are not going to work. We're going to fail fast. We're going to figure out what works. Same thing applies to you as well. Keep moving ahead because action creates momentum, which in turn creates unanticipated opportunities. Now, for those of you who are now already in momentum, you have Big Mo right now. Tell you what, now is the time to double down. Do not sit on your laurels. Do not get complacent. Pedal to the metal now. Success breeds success. As I said, you know, it would have been easy for us to look at what's happened the first half of 2021 and applaud ourselves and congratulate ourselves and take it easy. Instead, we are doubling down. Folks, we're going to start thinking creatively about those things that are going to help us to take it to the next level. We're going to bring the people, the right people into the company to help us achieve that goal. We're going to bring on different kinds of products. We're going to have more door openers. We're going to change the story. We're going to focus on things that are simple and duplicatable, things that will lead us to massive duplication. All because we decided, right, to double down, to set some bigger goals at a time where we had momentum. Now is not the time to slow down. I want you to understand, I got a word of caution for you guys that have momentum right now. Momentum is vulnerable. It's like, think about that snowball again coming down the hill. right? It starts small, and then it rolls down the hill. It grows. It picks up speed. And then imagine it hits a rock and then explodes, and the momentum is gone. No more snowball going down the hill anymore. What kind of rocks am I talking about? When you have momentum, not time to start a home remodeling project. It's not time to change jobs. It's not time to move to a new home. It's not time to get distracted with other shiny objects. It's not time to get a puppy. Because those things will take your energy and your attention and your focus away from those things that are creating your momentum. You know, today you're going to hear from a gentleman called Dr. Phil Agrios talking about the saboteur concept. And that's because some of us start well. We don't finish well, not because we're afraid of losing, we're afraid of winning. And there's that saboteur in us that comes around and will shift us off of our destiny. I hope this weekend will help you to avoid that. If you're in the brink of it, snap out. Get back to the basic. Get back to those things that made your momentum actually start. Be patient with it. It's coming. One way to keep momentum going is to have constantly greater goals in front of you. Folks, that's the thing I would say to all of you who have that momentum right now. Now, as we close, I hope you do understand that you can achieve momentum in your own business. Momentum is neither created nor destroyed, but only changed through action or force, as described as Newton's laws of motion. What are the actions of force for you? Daily, deliberate, intentional, focused action. I want to challenge you to 28 consecutive days of activity. You can create momentum in your own business. Action is something that will make a transformation shift in your business. And that action, number one, is massive duplication. Go out in recruiting mode. More customers, more associates, more conversation. Pick some simple things that you can do. Simple things, folks, that you can do. And really master those simple things. Whether it's the app, whether it's the funnel, whether it's social media, whatever it is, it begins with you. You are the force of action. So, as we close, I'm going to wish you an amazing event. Choose to make this your event. Be present. Take a lot of notes. Take immediate action on those notes. Whatever you hear, if you have that momentum spike for a second, take action. Anchor that momentum spike into something that will be sustained. Blow up social media, folks. Make sure the world knows that something special is going on here. As my good friend Tony Robbins says, what simple action could you take today to produce a new momentum towards success in your life? I hope that this event will provide you the catalyst for identifying those simple actions and making the decision to do them now. Any movement to gain momentum must start with a small action, folks. And those who are doing His true will is assisted by the momentum of the universe. Folks, I love what Richard Brooks says about motivation. Motivation is not you getting excited about what I say. Motivation is falling in love with what you do so much that you can't wait to do it. That's organic momentum, and that's what I wish for you over the next 2 days.